Why is there a cherry in your beer? And what just floated to the top?
Oh, my God.
Welcome to Booze and Ballin', Fantasy Football Shaken.
Not stirred.
I'm Todd Webb.
And I'm DK.
And we're going to talk a little bit about preseason, just a tip about preseason, because the season is here, and I'm excited.
I know. My nipples are hard. You just can't see it through the jersey.
I mean, our next episode is going to be for week 1, but we got to get you can see him through the jersey.
Can you?
You can see him a little bit through the jersey. Our first episode is going to be week 1, but we got to touch on the preseason and just we're middle of the second week.
We're not touching it that way.
Not that way. So we're going to do a little flight night from a brewery, Pennsylvania, Mifflinburg, called Rusty Rail. And this is a complete Dustin or DK or whatever your name is nowadays can pick.
I forgot what I got. Rusty Rail is really
Rusty Rail out of Mifflinburg, PA. They're up outside of State College, I think it is.
Okay.
But you did a can pick, and I like it because I really think we should just get started with a quick beer.
Okay.
So we're going to perfect. Quick beer. What exactly is a quick beer? I don't know. You read it.
Oh, American lager.
Easily. I
Just
like
a regular
it is simple. It should be called a simple and
basic
quick beer.
bitch lager.
Basic bitch lager. This is why we won't ever name stuff. Nice. All right. So it's preseason, and one of the things people like to do in preseason is way overreact. What the fuck? What are you doing anyway?
What?
Why is there a cherry in your beer? And what just floated to the top? All right. So preseason, one thing people love to do in preseason is overreact.
Absolutely.
Everybody
100%.
who gets injured, they exaggerate. And by they, I mean the teams. Like, you're going to treat...
I did it this year. Guilty.
Well, no, I'm saying the teams. They're going to... Like, a NFL team is going to treat a bee sting like a sprained ankle. Just to protect their players in the preseason. It's not... Like,
and especially it's all the people that matter too. Like the guys that are out there trying to make the team are playing through broken legs right now. Like they don't give a shit about those guys.
It's the guys that you know are on the team and essentially going to start.
You're
like the Jahmyr Gibbs thing I did.
Yeah.
Like it's funny that one dude posted on Twitter.
That's a good
I don't know how he's verified. He posted on Twitter about reports from the Lions are an ACL. I had to jump on there.
Yeah.
Like you're just reporting. No one said that
because basically what they were saying, like
you're reporting to be fast, not right.
Because they were saying that he had a hamstring injury, which is often like sore and weak hamstrings will lead to ACL
and
injuries.
multiple continuous hamstring injuries.
So
lead to that.
I think the report was trying to say more like they're not going to rush him back because it's a hamstring injury, and if you rush people back with hamstring injuries, it will lead to ACL injuries. And I think it was just poorly fucking written.
And then the problem is you jump on Twitter or X, and you see people posting stuff like that. Like,
not to be confused with Des Bryant.
Correct. Good Lord. You have people reporting on it like, oh, Lions reports say it could be an ACL. And that never came true.
Never even was.
So you can't
still have head. This is weird.
You got to be careful. Like legitimate, like JJ McCarthy getting the meniscus surgery out for the season. That's legitimate. Marquise Brown, his injury is legitimate. He's week to week. You have some that are serious. Like, I don't know the extent of Jordan Addison's. God rest the Vikings.
Yeah, I was going to say you can definitely take that one to the bank. Those injuries suck.
I don't know. Like, the Vikings might as well just pack their shit up and go home.
Yeah, I was going to say you just might as well just go for that first overall right now, I think.
But it's one of those things that, like, it's the preseason. You can't go through and overreact with every little damn thing.
Don't be selling a player that you like. Let's say you drafted a redraft league already for some stupid reason. And one of your
waivers happen to be open,
and you're sitting there with Jahmyr Gibbs. Don't buy into the shit. Like, do not trade him for anything less than like something absolutely astronomical because he's still playing week 1. Okay, he's not gonna be hurt. He's gonna be just fine.
No, they're just not gonna push. They're not gonna push their key guys hard. Like, who was it that left in the Tyrone Tracy Jr.? They put him in an air cast and carted him off the field for a sprained
that sounds
ankle.
not okay. Like that one, you can read into a little bit more. When
you
start hearing air cast, that's not.
And now it's just a sprained ankle. They were just being extra cautious because he took it when he made a cut. It was like I think it was non-contact on a kickoff
definitely
return.
Non-contact, yeah.
So non-contact injuries as a whole tend to be a little bit worse because you didn't just get hit and tweaked or banged up or bruised or wind knocked out of you. You went down because you moved weird. You think it's different when it's not part of a mixed drink?
Yeah, I forgot there was wine in this glass.
Does it taste different?
You need to try that. I'm telling you right now, with the orange in there and stuff.
Oh my God, it does kind of still smell like the wine.
You need to taste that. It's actually really freaking good. Like
That's not the same beer. You can't
It's
rate
not.
that.
No,
You need a cup. And again, hype, like bad stuff. Like everyone likes to say the same replay of Quentin Johnston dropping the over the shoulder pass.
Right.
Doesn't mean he dropped all of them.
Good thing is, just to jump on that real quick, Coach Harbaugh came right out and backed him up and was thinking he's still going to have a really good season and saying he's just getting a bad rap. He's going to get over it. I think you have to as a head coach there, but I like the fact that he did that.
The media's, you have to. Standing by as guys. The media is going to show what the media is going to show.
Right.
So that's what they show. We can loop right back to the Vikings if you want. So we wanted to talk today about people that are moving up and down our personal draft boards after what we've seen in training camp. So give me. So you got 2 risers, 2 fallers.
Yeah,
hit me with
the most obvious faller of this entire year so far is Justin Jefferson. Unfortunately, he's no longer your head and shoulders 101.
When people say he did, what was the whole thing before? Because he's quarterback proof.
Yeah, everybody's calling him quarterback proof.
No.
I don't
think he's more like
nobody's
like
quarterback
flooring.
proof.
He's quarterback resistant.
Yeah.
But if you let enough shit sit on him, it's going to affect him
but
at
there's
some
not
point.
many of those quarterback proof guys that you talk about have played with a Sam Darnold before.
I mean, I think Justin Jefferson will get open. The problem is, can the ball get to him?
I think the worst part is JJ McCarthy, not Justin Jefferson. He doesn't get the experience. That's the worst part of this whole thing because they weren't competing this year anyway.
No, but it's yet to be seen if he truly can make.
You still got a young defense on that team, and I'm going to get sidetracked here, but you've got some really good young defenders on that team, and they're going to be good in like 3 or 4 years.
Right. As far as JJ goes, it's yet to be seen. Can he be quarterback proof with Sam Darnold? But I do think it's maybe don't take him top 5 picks in your draft. Maybe take him.
You want to go 7?
I think he'll fall to 7, 8, maybe 9.
I want to say 7, 8, but I feel like if you're taking him 3, 4, like where he normally was going to probably go before JJ,
I think
goes
that's a little
down,
early until you see what he does.
I think that's even with JJ, a rookie QB that's even at the 3 and 4. I still thought he was like a riskier elite player this year.
Agreed.
Because that offense could just flat out fall on its face once you get into the regular season, even though JJ was out there throwing dimes in the preseason.
All right, my guy. First guy.
Don't you laugh at JJ?
Oh, no. I know he looked good.
He looked the part, man.
All right, first guy on my list is Tony Pollard, which I know he's already going into a timeshare, but
already kind of down there on the board.
He's already down there on the board a little bit, but he moves even further. Like I don't even put him on my radar at this point.
What put that in there? Why is he falling in your eyes?
Because yes, they paid him, but Spears just looks when he gets the ball.
Just looks better.
Like what Tony Pollard, better than what Tony Pollard was with Zeke in Dallas.
Okay.
He's just, when he gets the ball, he just seems like he's more of the playmaker. He's definitely more special.
He's got great talent.
It's going to be interesting.
As a Dynasty Spears owner, it was fucking blasphemy that they went out and picked up Tony Pollard.
I lost sleep.
I was like, there goes my 20-point guy every week. Because even in that offense, like he was just going to step into that Derrick Henry role, and he was going to basically, I feel like he was going to put up fantasy-wise.
I figured they'd pick a guy. I figured they'd pick up a guy like a. I figured they would go with a guy like my other fail, which I'm going to just jump into him right now.
Yeah,
my other faller. I figured they would have been more likely to pick up a Zach Moss to spell Spears than go and spend the money on a Tony Pollard.
100% with you,
because it's not like. Not having a Tony Pollard affects their offense is kind of shaky.
I was even
Will Levis looks good so far in the preseason.
I was even going to say Zeke Pollard's previous teammate.
One of those.
Why would you go out and pick up the exact same skill set
and a big ticket?
And now you sit there and call him 1A, 1B, and it's like, okay, and you just gave the contract that Tajay Spears is going to want.
And you
to another guy.
You still don't have a goal line back.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense because Tony Pollard was like the worst goal line back in the league last year. Like per touch.
So you go
didn't get it done.
You go pick up an aging, slower, less electric version of what you already had.
It's insane. Yeah.
So and like I said, so they should have picked up Zach Moss. He's my other fall.
Yeah, because like you said, who's their third and inches guy?
They don't have one.
Yeah.
Will Levis.
Yeah, so, right. The 6'8" guy.
My other fall is Zach Moss because in camp, and I know you hate to say it, but Chase Brown looks like he should be the number one. Like it's going to be a timeshare again. But here's the difference.
Fuck yourself.
You have Chase Brown, the electric receiving back.
Have you been told to go fuck yourself?
I know. But you have Chase Brown, the electric receiving back, and then you have Zach Moss,
which
for more year. He's not 100% a bruiser, but he doesn't play like Chase Brown.
Say what you will, though. Zach Moss was it in Indy that beginning of
He's
first
been
6
serviceable
games.
everywhere he went.
Like until JT came back, man, he was killing it for everybody last year. I was pissed when JT
when
came back.
when he first went to the Bengals, I was like, okay, you know what? They're going to give him the shot, and maybe midway through the season, Chase Brown will get in, be a 50-50, but it looks now like it's at best a 50-50.
Yeah, and if you watch Chase
worse.
Brown with the football in his hands, he's taken over that role more so sooner rather than later.
I think it's going to be more Chase Brown's backfield quicker than what I assumed originally to start.
Agreed, but I still think Zach Moss also
he holds value to draft.
Yeah,
but he's not going to be the main guy there at all, and I don't think it's going to be. I think Chase Brown. I think it's a 60-40 for Chase Brown. Honestly,
yeah, I'm going to go with another running back here for my second faller. It's not so much a faller, but it's more so a guy that's just kind of like flying under the radar right now.
Like nobody's talking about him.
He needs to rise. He needs to be in my riser category and not in my faller category because I'm actually really hype on this guy.
So
he's got another
he's
young
falling under the radar,
and I think the reason why
his value should rise.
I think so too. Yes. And the reason why he's falling is because Zach Charbonnet is actually having a pretty good camp. But I've been seeing I still think that Kenneth Walker is just going to be a dude this year. I think that offense is flying under the radar again for some reason.
You think he's being slept on as far as like when his?
I think that whole offense is getting slept on.
I don't.
Like, I'm not saying go out and draft Geno Smith as your number one quarterback, but I think he's going to be serviceable enough to be able to get those guys fantasy points.
Fluke. Do you think people thought last year was a fluke?
Yes, and I think simply because they don't, for whatever reason, they still don't want to believe that Geno Smith is a good quarterback in this league.
Right. And right now, Walker's going around Rashad White, James Cook, Isaiah Pacheco. That's his ADP.
Yep.
And Derrick Henry, which I still think Derrick Henry at 14 is stupid.
It's sad. I don't know. That's an idiot.
They have him.
He's borderline first round for me.
He's right there. I mean, Kenneth Walker is only 4 spots ahead of DeAndre Swift.
Like I'm sitting there at 10 in our waterfall draft. We'll have to. Have we ever? I think we explained that on this.
We're gonna have to do an episode about a waterfall draft. That's the way you should be drafting. It makes life more fun.
It's really fucking hard.
My quick beer is gone.
Individual.
There's nothing special to it, but it was smooth, easy, and good.
I think it's the greatest name I have ever heard of a beer.
It's an average beer, though.
And then when you drink it, it's literally a quick beer.
Like it's an easy.
It almost should be called shower beer.
It could be a little bit better Bud Light.
I like it way better than Bud Light.
Right, but I'm saying like it's just a simple, easy drink. I'm gonna give it
quick beer. I'm going to say it right now from the Rusty Rail Brewing Company would be probably the greatest beer drinking beer game beer drinking game.
You can drink. It's easy.
Why am I struggling to say this right
greatest
now?
Greatest beer to drink during a beer drinking game. Greatest beer to drink during a beer drinking game.
There we go. Yeah, but that's not how I wanted to
Either
say
way,
it,
I'm saying it's 60 yards. Right around.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's good. There's nothing that stands out, but it's drinkable, and I could drink a shit ton of them real fast.
It's an American
I should have
lager.
done that for the beer mile if it was 5%.
That's actually would have been a good beer.
What do you got?
One.
Grab another beer. What's your rating? You can think about it while you do that.
62.
62. I was going to say 62 originally. All right. So let's get on.
Because it was very tasty.
We're going to get on to the risers, and I'm not going to do the cheap one and say that Zach Moss is a faller, so Chase Brown's a riser. I'm going to go and say a guy who I liked, and you were targeting a lot, as I like Ray Davis. It seems like he's earning.
I do own a lot of Ray Davis.
What kind of beer you get?
I followed us one up with a hazy IPA called Fog Master.
Look at that thing. We got put it in here. We got time limits.
It's like Game of Thrones had a baby with Stranger Things.
No, so okay, I'm going with my first riser. Game of Thrones. Is Ray Davis.
That was pretty good off the top of it.
It really does seem like we talked about this earlier. It really does seem like they don't want James Cook to be taking those goal line carries.
Yeah, I think they're going to limit James Cook, and then not even the goal line carries. I think they're going to limit him to like 15 touches a game. And
as much as you like Josh Allen too, I think Ray Davis over under, if he gets that goal line, gets 7 touchdowns this year. What is that? While you keep talking.
Fog Master. Why do you like it?
I'm not telling you. I just want to know. I knew it was in New England. Okay. What's the percentage of this thing? Yeah, I think they need to save Josh Allen, and they need to James Cook is your between the 20s. And I don't know. He looks good. He looks strong. He looks like he's falling for yards. Now, again, preseason, practice, internet, social media. But I like him.
Yeah, I'm going to say if you're in a 10-man league, you're probably never going to see Ray Davis enter your lineup this season.
Right. But
if you're in a 12-man league, he could be a flex option. And if James Cook gets hurt, he's going to be an RB2.
Jameson, I'm saying Ray Davis might be that Jamal Williams role.
There it is.
Where he'll pepper you with a couple touchdowns.
Say Jay Wills from now on. There's so many
Williams. We'll just say there's so many Williams, and they all start with J.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
All right, give me a guy you like as a riser.
I really, really like Deebo Samuel coming up my draft board right now,
especially if IU gets traded.
I don't think he's going to be there all season. There's no way he can be. You can't.
I'm torn.
You can't come out last year and be like, I want to trade, and then stay, and then you get bounced, and the moment they lose, he throws a fit and starts talking shit again, and then asks for another trade, and then they're like, meh. Like, how long can that go on for until he's just like, I'm not going to give you 100% effort, and he just becomes a cancer in your locker room?
I was going to say, at what point does he become that locker room cancer?
Right, because he's like clearly he's not happy about
Brown.
Something. Like, I don't know. You're winning football games. You've gone to a Super Bowl. You've gone to NFC Championship games. Like, what is there to be unhappy about?
I think it's more of an ego thing where he wants to prove and say, I am the guy. Because I do think that they could have gone to him in situations where they didn't go to him, and they just by default went to McCaffrey, or by default, and not necessarily Debo, but more McCaffrey. But I do think.
So you think he's got a? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean.
No, you're fine. I'm burping anyway.
I will say before we keep going on the CMC injury thing, I don't think that's one that you can look into too far, because he had calf strains last year,
end of last year,
and it really derailed him down the stretch.
Calf's been a thing for him.
Yes, and it's the same one, and I guarantee you he's just got this like chronic calf thing going on right now. So you need to be careful with him. I think I made the right call by trading him in Dynasty. I just did it a year too early.
100%.
I should have just kept him.
This would have been the year you traded, and
you
coming off of that year, you would have got more.
I would have got an insane amount right now.
That's the thing with trading. You went a little bit early.
Yeah, I just went a little bit early on him because he was 28 years old.
More left in there?
Oh yeah, you want some?
Yes, because you're not caught up, and then we need one more beer while we talk about the last two people here.
Yeah, and I get to drive.
Holy shit, Biscuits Barry, what are you doing?
This is only a 6.48. 6.8.
I like it though. All right, so I got one more riser who I like, and I like it because I do have some ownership in him.
Yeah.
Because I'm liking the way Jerry Jeudy looks as a Brown right now. He is looking good.
I know.
This all depends on Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson looks better this preseason than he did last preseason. But Jerry Jeudy, look, I've been watching a lot of, and again, it's preseason. But me personally, I'm going to move him up. I'm going to target him a little sooner than I would.
I like it. I got him in some dynasties. I
do too. And like people who dropped him last year because of just the situation. And I think it was just Denver. And not like
like he was never happy in Denver.
Like anybody in Pittsburgh, if Russell Wilson gets a starting job, which it looks to me in camp like it should be Justin Fields based on the way they're playing. But if Russell Wilson gets the job, I think every receiver in Pittsburgh takes a step down.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, George Pickens is not going to be the wide receiver one you guys want him to be. Just
George Pickens is a wide receiver two by nature. Sorry.
Yep.
I said it.
True number two.
It's a true number two.
I don't think he's ever going to be more than that.
I think, but before you do that, what do you rate that New England?
Oh my God.
I rate that New England at I'm going to say 64 yards. I liked it. It was good. Easy drinker again.
Yeah.
The first couple sips, I wasn't sure.
I like it. See, I'm not a hazy guy, so I'm saying 63. I'm saying right around the quick beer. I enjoyed the quick beer just as much.
All right,
the hazy IPA.
Then let's put this next Rusty Rail in. Give me your last riser.
Again, there's no real reason coming out of camp. I mean, everybody's saying he's finally healthy. I'm hearing reports coming out of camp that's saying that people don't understand how hurt he was last year, which is why he kept coming back and then getting hurt and coming back.
True.
Cooper Kupp.
I knew you were going there.
Is my riser. And the reason I'm saying that is
severely underdrafted.
It's insane how you can go from a Triple Crown winner and 2 years later just be like, he's only 31. I mean, yes, that's a little bit older, but that's DeAndre Hopkins, and he's
2 years of injuries
he's being drafted right
from.
around the same place that DeAndre Hopkins is, and that's absolutely asinine.
His ADP is 70. So in a 10-man league, that's
7th round,
6th, 7th round.
Yeah, that's insane to me. That's an absolute league winner in the 6th.
And
I'll
tell you this:
round.
If you happen to get Cooper Kupp in the 7th round
of a 10-man league,
he stays healthy,
you got a wide receiver too. Yeah,
you're in the playoffs
easily in the playoffs, because that means you probably got a good tight end earlier.
What is this?
I don't know.
Hurry, because it is freaking me out.
It's gross.
There's something about it.
It's a peanut butter.
You smelled it first. You shouldn't have smelled it first. Put it in your mouth. I meant it. Don't just that aftertaste. It tastes like kettle corn. Am I getting like a popcorn-y I'm getting popcorn.
That's actually really good.
I'm getting popcorn though.
Like for a dessert beer, what happened is
I completely went off rails at this point. This beer threw me off.
Dude, this is good. It's called Fool's Gold. That is a perfect name for it, by the way.
That is weird. It
is an Imperial Peanut Butter Hefeweizen. So it's like a blue moon. It's a peanut butter blue moon, basically.
Yeah, I get the peanut butter sort of.
I get 8%. God damn.
I get the peanut butter in the smell, but to me, it smells like it smells like fair popcorn. Popcorn at a fair.
Yeah.
One more thing.
Or pussy.
While we do this, what? Or
nothing. No.
You need to get checked. Give me this. Who's a guy, not a first round guy, that when you leave that draft, you want on your team unless someone took him early?
We're talking football again, right?
Yeah, I hope we're not talking about club guys.
You never know.
Who's a guy in the draft that you want on your roster? It's not the first round guys. Obviously, everybody wants them. But like, who's a guy that you're like, I have him there unless someone goes early on him. Who do you love this year as like your guy? Who's your breakout guy?
Ramondre Stevenson.
I kind of had a feeling you were going to say that because
it's just
he needs it this year.
I think he's a contract year this year. Don't quote me on that.
He is in a contract year.
Pretty sure it's a contract year.
He is.
He's head and shoulders by far the best football player on that team. They're going to be behind. He's going to probably catch like 5 passes a game just out of checkdowns.
So what's his ADP right now? He's going around the same thing.
I think if Drake May were to somehow get hurt and Joe Milton comes in, that does nothing but help him. You know what I mean? Like there's
ADP 79,
that's
RB 20.
That's a great value for somebody who's going to probably get 80% of the touches out of the backfield.
No, I like it. I think it's a good person to not.
So like we were talking we had another video we did earlier. We're talking about draft strategy. If you go with the 0 RB draft strategy, you should be targeting Ramondre Stevenson.
And at 20,
hard.
You could get him in the 5th round.
Right. And that's right around when we talked about taking your first one.
Could you imagine taking him and then going back to back, come around the turn, taking him and Aaron Jones or him and Najee Harris?
Or Zamir White or something like that. And you
punch.
go
and
1-2 with those guys. And if both of those guys happen to pop off and become top 15 guys, you win your league. You win your league with your 0 RB strategy. He goes and he could potentially go nuclear and be a top 10 guy and end up being a true RB1 this year.
So your dude that you're leaving the draft with is Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah, and I went last year on him again, and I'm probably a 1 year early guy. That might just be my fucking thing. I might be knowing what the fuck I'm talking about. You just follow my advice the following
2025 season. Follow Dustin's advice. He's gonna nail it.
Exactly.
My guy, Zay Flowers.
for
Baltimore.
Yeah, I like it.
I feel like
I
everyone's
like
like, oh, see,
I've been scooping him up an underdog a lot.
I hear a lot of people talking like what he put out as far as statistics for a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
They say, oh, it can't be repeated. But then you look at there's like those real guys like Puka, this, that. But
OBJ, like they all, there's
you know
a
what's
lot
funny?
of good rookies that do
You
it.
know what I hear every year? Oh, Rashad Bateman's year.
Yeah, right.
Right, like
He's
and
on
it's
was
not
like his
his
8th
year
year
yet.
in the
Now
league.
watch this be the year. But to
I
me,
hope so.
I think Zay Flowers can repeat the numbers that he had last year and actually get better.
I agree with you 100%.
It's a risk,
And
but
it has nothing to do with his talent. It has nothing to do with what he's done on the football field. It has everything to do with what he did on the fucking sideline. When I watched him sit there and look at the scoreboard and basically like give me the look of like, I'm going to fucking be back. Like,
well, yeah,
I'm not losing this game next time.
when he that
When he
last
did the
play,
fumble,
when he did the fumble, like
and he literally
I've
was
never
just,
seen a play. That's what I say about Jalen.
he's
Hurts.
got a mindset where it's just like,
Being
that
an Eagles
man's
fan,
coming back.
That's perfect. Being an Eagles fan, what kills me is like when you messed up, you looked at his face and he's like, nah, I'm gonna fix this. And then you look at Jalen Hurts, he's like,
don't care.
to me, I love that. Like,
sorry,
he tried. And he messed up. It happened.
Right. Like, I'm never going to fault a wide receiver for reaching for the goal line.
Again.
Yeah. I'm never going to fault a wide receiver for trying to score there.
No.
Like, if you fault and kick a guy down for trying to make a football play and trying to win the game, like,
when it matters.
Yeah. Like, it's okay.
Like, it's not like week 4.
Shit happens, bro. Like, now, should you have tucked that shit away and taken it down on the 1 so we can punch this bitch in and win this game? Yeah, probably.
But he was having a game before that.
He was having a good. He even continued to have a game after that. So like,
that's my dude.
I like to pick. I like that big time.
So what do you rate this Fairgrounds popcorn beer? I want another one of these. This is weird. I don't even know what to think about this Fool's Gold. It makes me feel like I'm tasting Matthew McConaughey. If you don't get that movie reference,
I don't see that being a bad thing.
All right, this I like. This is different.
All right.
I've had some peanut butter beers, but this is a weird, like caramelly peanut butter. I'm gonna give this. I like this a lot, actually.
I do too.
I'm gonna jump her up.
I'm gonna say because we haven't done any peanut butter beers before.
I don't want to go too high on a peanut butter beer, but peanut butter beer.
See,
I'm going to hit it at a 70. Sorry.
Wow.
I like it. It's weird. It's up there. I know.
That's way higher than I thought you were going.
Well, no. I mean, because you know what? I don't get a burn. I don't get like an acid refluxy thing. Like I like this damn. I don't know if I'm more intrigued by the smell or I actually like the taste.
I'm with you. I would like to drink another one to see how I react.
If I didn't have a nose, I think I might rate this lower. But the smell gets me. It reminds me.
It has a fucking scent.
You ever like smell something and it just triggers a memory, but you don't know what it is? Like it might be your childhood. But like when I go like this,
like
there's a little left in here. It triggers something in my head that makes me smile. So that's a 70.
That's fucking.
Is it kettle corn? I don't know what the fuck.
It's peanut butter.
I rate the beer. I'm gonna cool myself down, and then we're gonna move on and end this episode.
68 for me.
68 for you.
It's good. It's good.
It's a good beer. Well, our next episode is going to be...
It's not what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be gross.
Next episode is going to be...
And so far, it's the highest one we've ranked.
I know. I thought it was going to suck. We were supposed... Yeah, we were... Well, you missed we All right. Well, that's an episode. Went longer than we wanted to, but that's what we do because we just do this shit.
One of these days, we're going to actually do what we say. Poganuga.
Poganuga.
Oh!